December 9th, the rundown. Squirrel's running loose in the office. I came in to confront the squirrel. He was nowhere to be found. Pussy squirrel, I'm here. Let's fucking figure this out. Nobody lives rent-free in my office. Let's start with the Royals. We all blog this. It's a big story. The Royals are really as big a story as you can have, like, in the world. They're royal. They went to the Nets game, hung out with LeBron, hung out with Beyonce and Jay-Z, hung out with Dikembe Mutombo, flew a coach, first class, whatever. They flew commercial. We'll start with UKFC. What do you got on the Royals?
The sight of Williams sitting courtside sharing popcorn with Dikembe Mutombo was legendary. Like, I literally could never come up with that in my wildest dreams, something you'd never expect to see. I'm down with the Royals. I thought we kind of rolled out a pretty shitty red carpet for them with a game in Brooklyn and Mutombo, and just I didn't think we really impressed them. But that being said, this garbage about no touching the Royals, get the fuck out of here with that. Come on. Like, you can't shake his hand, you can't kiss her hello. Give me a break. I know that they're, like, famous. They're still like a fake king and queen. You can shake their hand and kiss them hello. So don't give me that shit, Royal family.
Big Cat?
I'm not a Royals fan. I'm not a big fan of the whole Royal family, but I am definitely a no half measures type of guy. And I think that them going to a Nets game is disgusting. Like, either you're the Royals or you're just like a fake title and it means nothing. So you shouldn't be going to the Nets game. You shouldn't be going to Brooklyn in general. You shouldn't be going to a Nets game in December. I'm down with the no touching as long as you just keep it. And LeBron obviously calling himself a king was just so outrageous and so just a humble kid from Akron.
I hate LeBron. It was such, I didn't know how to really do it. It was everything because I love the Royals, hate LeBron. LeBron calling himself a king is so LeBron. So fucking LeBron. And Beyonce, don't let her slide either. She calls herself a queen. So you have like these fake titles. And the Royals are awesome. It goes back to like 1700. KFC, you don't touch the Royals. They're royal. They're not a normal celebrity. They're the fucking Royals. That's why this whole thing was disgusting. I don't know who to blame. Who green-lighted this itinerary? And I disagree with Mutombo. Like, Mutombo was the only one who made sense to me because Mutombo actually does a ton of, like, charity work in Africa and stuff, and that's just a lot of the royal family is that. So they, like, Mutombo, I know this. When people like the Royals are coming to New York or Brooklyn, Mutombo wasn't like, oh my God, I need to get my picture taken with the Royals. He thought this was a good opportunity to promote his causes. So that's what he did, and I respect it. These other fucking clowns, I think there's a 75% chance LeBron doesn't get like that his is a nickname and theirs is like bloodlines. He may be that stupid where he's like, oh, I'm ahead of you, I'm a king. Like, that's how LeBron thinks.
Did you catch the best part about that Instagram of his? He tweeted it, or he Instagrammed it, he screwed up their names, and then deleted it, and I was thinking, oh, maybe he deleted it because he realized how ridiculous it was to call himself a king in front of the royal family, and then he put it back up, still calling himself a king. So he even had a redo.
Take a fucking shower. Holy fuck. I'd be so mad if I was like...
I mean, to show up in a sweaty T-shirt... I don't care. I mean, anybody. Like, even if you're not a member of the royal family, if you're doing any sort of photo shoot with any celebrities afterwards that you value at all, put on at least a clean shirt. Fuck.
Yeah, and don't hashtag. Like, I don't want the Royals getting hashtagged on Instagram photos. Hashtag strive for greatness. Like, it's just you're making the Royals a joke. I don't know if they got that or not, but. They need somebody there. When LeBron touches him, he's just outscored. Just get him the fuck out of there. That's what has to happen. KFC, there's only like 4 people. It's like, do you have a problem? Those Britain guards or whoever who can't move, who stand there? It's tradition. That's part of the fucking thing.
I think at this point in this day and age, everyone knows they're just like figurehead celebrities. We can cool it with a little bit of the tradition.
But that's what makes it cool.
All these people out here who are like, why do you care about them? Why are they famous? What do they do? Bro, that's what celebrities are. Like, there's tons of people like that in this world where you care about them even though you don't know what they do. I'm not one of those people. I get that they're very famous. I get that they're very important. but we need to relax with a little bit of the tradition because a lot of their power is now gone. All of their power is now gone.
The Royals suck. Don't get me wrong. I hate the Royals. It's stupid. It's a stupid thing. It's like believing, like, if you believe that the Royals are something special, you also probably believe there's a God, and you believe all this, like, magic and voodoo shit. The Royals are a joke. But my whole thing is, if you're gonna pretend that the Royals are the Royals, they need to just not go to a Nets game. So I think the whole thing is stupid, but no half measures. You can't just be like, the Royals can't be like a general regular dude showing up to the Nets game.
Yeah, we're half and half. I agree with everything you say, but the Royals are something. It's like history. It's bloodline. That's cool. They're not made up.
No, it was the richest people 1,000 years ago, and they've just stayed that way forever.
Well, no, it's not really the richest. It was like the literal king when it meant something. I mean, there's a lot of rich people who aren't royals. It's like kind of in a weird way. It's like the Kennedys on steroids, on steroids, on steroids. And I love the Kennedys.
You're pretending like they are like the son of God or something special that are not human.
You know what this is? Dave is all about tradition. Rich with tradition and pride as a Michigan man. So that kind of just translates to his love for the Royals.
I think it's cool. I guess I'm the only one around here with a sense of history and, that type of shit. So, whatever. All right. I'm the only one who thinks all the bloodlines and the history of the world in England and King George and King Philip, I think that shit's cool. I think you can do that. I like it. You shouldn't touch these people. They're royal.
Let's back up. You don't really have a sense of history because you said the kings have been around since the 1700s. Way before that.
The first one in this family is like 1703.
Okay, but the King of England?
Boom!
There's been a King of England forever.
This family's 1703. If you don't respect that, then fuck you, and don't touch him either. This isn't
You're
LeBron
American.
who named
You know
himself.
that, right?
LeBron naming himself the king in fucking high school. It's a little
You're American. You know you're from America, and we seceded from the king, and we fucking hate England. You get that, right?
Not now, we don't. I get all that. It's cool. We shouldn't be touching him. And I almost respect the fact how he goes bald. Next up, Floyd Mayweather, switching subjects. Floyd Mayweather, so we watched a murder homicide. This is just a headline you don't expect to see when you wake up. Floyd Mayweather watched a murder-suicide on FaceTime. It was his friend and his wife. His wife cheated on him with Mr. Steal Your Girl, Trey Songz. And then they murdered it. That's the story, Big Cat.
What a wild story for this to just be. And did I read it correctly that Floyd Mayweather then went to like a Clippers game after?
That was reported by our John Feidelberg.
So, I mean, what? How is that how do you watch someone die on FaceTime and then you're like, oh, I'll just go grab some popcorn and go to the Clippers game? Weird story. Also, not to make light of it, but at least now Floyd Mayweather knows it happened because it's not like he was going to read it in the newspaper or on the internet.
KFC?
Yeah, that's something like out of a fucking movie. That's like the plot of like a scene from Saw or something. I think Fight's point was kind of like Mayweather's the type of guy who would, insert himself into the story or I don't know. If you go to a Clippers game, if he actually saw that and then went to a Clippers game, he's already a disgusting human, but if he did that, that is deplorable.
I think Feidelberg knocked it out of the park. I mean, that is Floyd Mayweather. I don't think Floyd Mayweather can be affected by anything, anybody. And, he's so off the reservation crazy. In a weird way, this is like a foreigner story to me. It doesn't even seem real. Like, I was kind of laughing, like, well, that's what happens when Mr. Steal Your Girl steals your girl. You do a, murder-suicide on FaceTime in front of Floyd Mayweather. It's just a very, very strange story, and I think Feidelberg's probably right. He just doesn't... If he's not getting murdered, he doesn't care. That's pretty much all there is with Floyd Mayweather. Cam Newton, big car crash. Just came out, 2, 3 o'clock, lying on the ground, big grin, big Cam Newton-looking grin. Big Cat, you blogged it. You maybe broke it.
Yeah, well, it was pretty quick, but it was a weird story. Weird that he, was just sitting there smiling. It just kind of adds the intrigue to the NFC South and just being the worst football division of all time, basically. But yeah, crazy story. And obviously you get the quick backlash. They it happened. We found out he was okay, and then everyone, like, there's these people who haven't caught up and get mad at you for making jokes about it. It's like, just stay up with it. Once he's not dead and doesn't have any broken bones, I'm going to make a shitload of jokes about Cam Newton.
KFC?
He's damn lucky, too. The aftermath of that accident, the car rolled over, the truck all fucked up. The fact that he just had, scrapes and bruises is pretty wild. Although they said he wanted to refuse to go to the hospital, but he couldn't stand up. You can't stand up. You're probably kind of fucked up. So I want to wait to see like exactly how injured he is, because those two things don't really seem to jive for me.
For me, it's just a very Cam Newton story, and maybe it's the smile. He just always has that, like, dumb smile. It's like, yeah, that's just Cam being Cam. It's like, I'm surprised he didn't do the Superman thing lying on the ground.
Also, I'm going to say that ESPN, this showed how, like, behind the times ESPN can be sometimes, when they have Ed Warder on SportsCenter being like, I got texts from the Panthers front office saying that Cam Newton's okay. Yeah, no shit, Ed. We have a fucking picture of him smiling in our face. We've been looking at it for the last half hour. These guys, like, they stand up there. Schefter's like, oh, he's not dead. He's not life serious. He's not gonna. He doesn't have any like life-threatening injuries. Come on, guys. Like, keep up.
That's why I bought Twitter stock. That's like the logic behind me buying Twitter stock that is blowing up in my face. But I don't get it. Johnny Football, I didn't even know if we need this on the rundown. He is officially now going to start this week. I said I almost want to legitimately fly there to watch this football game. So let's get this all on the record now. What do we think is going to be Johnny Football's career legacy? Do we think he's going to be great? I was about 10 weeks behind saying he'd be a starter, but that's not what this is about. This is on the record. Hank, I want you to mark this date, December 9th, rundown in 5 years. We can get everybody's, on the record point of view on Manziel. By the way, what happened with the rundown yesterday when you just had totally the wrong date and all the wrong subjects?
I used an old graphic before Milmore sent me the new ones, and I just overlooked it at the end.
Okay, let's try to clean that up. KFC.
I don't think he's going to be like great. I don't think he's going to be a franchise cornerstone sort of quarterback. I think he's coming into a weird position here too. I feel like usually your team, you get drafted, you either start right away on like a shitty team, or you take over at a point where the team is bottomed out. Where right now he's taken over in a kind of in between position. People are getting sick of Hoyer, but they've technically still been winning. I just think it's a bad spot for him to start. And I think unless he comes in hot and takes over right away, I could see him kind of stumbling out of the gates and just being like a middle-of-the-road kind of guy.
Okay, so that was really an ambiguous answer. So no Pro Bowls, no Super Bowls. I assume that's what you mean by that answer. Okay. Big Cat?
I am going to put him in an exact same career arc as Doug Flutie and Jeff Garcia. So he will make a Pro Bowl. He'll make at least one Pro Bowl. He will never sniff a Super Bowl. He will be the kind of quarterback where when he's starting, like, the team is always sort of looking for another option. So they have Johnny. He's doing okay. He's got good games. He's got really bad games, maybe a couple injuries here, but they're always kind of listening because they're not fully firm on him being the franchise quarterback.
That's a fair answer. I mean, the Flutie comparison, he loves Flutie. Still, probably, in my mind, the worst coaching decision in the history of the NFL is when Wade Phillips benched him for Doug Johnson. They lost to the Titans on the Miracle and Tennessee play. I think Flutie could have won the Super Bowl that year if they didn't bench him. The Titans then went on to lose to the Rams on the last play of the game when they tackled the guy at the 1. And that is a major issue because if you don't have the support and backing, you're kind of fucked. Like Flutie, their record was great, and they still benched him. They just didn't want the short guy. I think Manziel's going to have a longer leash. This is not going to be a surprise. I think he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. I think he's a Super Bowl quarterback. My biggest concern is he's in Cleveland, and I don't know if I can ever reconcile Cleveland winning a Super Bowl. I see him winning one.
That's almost more to the point, is like it's just the wrong situation altogether. You think the Cleveland Browns are going to win a Super Bowl, or you think he's going to have a second team that he starts up with?
I think there's a legitimate chance he could end up on a second team. What?
Be on the I wouldn't be shocked if he's on the Cowboys or the Texans, and that's kind of like the Jeff Garcia, where Jeff Garcia was Philly and San Francisco, and he kind of had both those teams, a little noise on both those teams. So I just think that he's never going to reach. You're never going to be like Johnny Manziel is a top 5 quarterback in the league at any given time.
I disagree with that. I think he will be. I think he's that good. I think he's going to change the Browns instantly. But I guess time will tell.
I will say this. In terms of next week and the rest of this season, I do think he'll change the Browns instantly because I think they were starting to the huddle was starting to lose it on Hoyer with his stupid mistakes, and Johnny Football is going to make a lot of those guys' lives easier because he keeps plays alive and he's going to give them chances to make some great plays.
I do think, though, if he loses in the next couple weeks or makes a couple like bonehead Johnny Football mistakes, as much as people have been souring on Hoyer, they're going to point back to the games he did win and say, like, well, what the fuck are we doing here with Johnny Football? It's a dangerous spot. I think he has got to come in like right away and win or play very well. I think if it's crazy Johnny Football mistake sort of play, it's going to come down on him pretty hard.
A major factor, and not to beat this to death, though, is going to be whether they take the handcuffs on him. It drives me nuts when, like, quarterbacks, you have Manziel and you want to run your fucking, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and he doesn't fit that system. So you have the guy, you got to let the guy do what he does best, which is just create mayhem. Joseph Faurier back in the news. He's not having the best Twitter run of all time. Because he tweeted yesterday that Russell Wilson fucked his girlfriend, and then he deleted it, and then he went back on and apologized and said he didn't have all the facts straight or something. Big Cat, what do we got on our boy who we think is a stoolie?
Yeah, this is a tough one. You really can't go out like accusing your girlfriend of cheating and naming the guy unless you're 100% sure that it happened. There's really no like backsies in Twitter in this case because now the whole world knows what happened or what allegedly happened. I still think Golden Tate is Kaiser Soze. I think he's the one behind everyone pulling the strings. He got a bad reputation in Seattle for allegedly fucking Russell Wilson's wife. He's now in Detroit trying to bring Russell Wilson down from far away. So I feel like he's chatting Joseph Faurier and being like, hey, Russell Wilson fucked your girl.
Yeah, see?
Joe, like, just sit a couple plays out, bud. Just, like, put down Twitter, step away from the laptop, let the dust settle, figure out what's going on in your own home and who's doing what, and just relax with the tweets because you're just digging yourself in deeper. I mean, what's the trade-off? What's the risk-reward here? What are you really getting out of, even if you were correct? All right, you aired somebody out. You still look like an ass. And now you're wrong. You look even worse. Just pump the brakes, put down the phone, step away from the computer.
Again, yesterday, I could live with it. I thought I was trying to show up Wilson, who has that squeaky clean image. But once you delete a tweet, you almost can't tweet for like a week, and you certainly can't start retweeting about what you already deleted because what is clear right now is Faurier doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know who. Somebody fucked his girlfriend, and he doesn't know who. And he's just pointing fingers all over the place. What if it turns out it is Wilson? He's going to go back on Twitter and be like, no, it was you, bro. Like, after all. So he has just got to step away and, like what you guys said, know for sure. Don't reemerge on Twitter until you have hard evidence of what happened. Because right now it's clear he doesn't know.
And stop listening to Golden Tate.
Bieber, he's blonde. He's blonde. That's...
You know what this means. Like, you have to dye your hair blonde, right?
You have to.
You know what? I was going to come in today with the blonde hair to show support, but I don't know how that works. I think that's like a long process.
No, I think we could probably get this done quick. I would imagine. It's Bieber solidarity. We'll find a way.
If I can get this done in an hour or less, I will go blonde tomorrow.
Deal.
Yeah, I think we can figure this out.
I think you can do it. And also, just a real quick note on the Bieber haircut. I mean, this is such a 16-year-old girl crying for attention move. Like when a girl cuts her hair really short, Bieber's just like, oh, no one's talking about me. I'm going to bleach my hair.
He's banging Hillary Baldwin. There's rumors he's proposing on the side to Selena. And you know what? When you're a superstar and you're in the public eye, that's what you do. That's why, like, Lady Gaga does 19 wardrobe changes on one award show. You got to keep people talking. Guess what? Right now we're talking about his hair. We have me, a grown man, saying I'm going to go blonde for him.
You actually like this hair, or you just like that Bieber did it and we're talking about him and it's a bad boy move? Like, if it was purple, would you like that? If it was blue, would you like that?
Yeah, I'd probably say I would. If we're being honest, and you get me in places like I don't talk about at parties, I don't think the blonde's his best look. But you just keep moving forward. You don't. There's only one way to know you don't look good blonde. That's going blonde.
So
And we got to find out. So you're going to do that this afternoon.
An hour. It has to be. I will not. I don't think it's possible. I think when girls get their hair dyed, it's like a 9-hour process. So I don't have that type of time. The world moves too fast in the blogging world. We're waiting on Lester here. Imagine being in that salon seat when Lester signs somewhere. That's a disaster. Like, why isn't Prez talking about it? He's getting his hair dyed blonde. I can't have that.
So
Can Lester fucking sign, by the way? This is a little bit ridiculous. He's becoming a little bit ridiculous here with how long he's dragging this whole thing out.
I still think he's coming into the Red Sox, but
How about this? How about regardless of how long it takes to dye your hair blonde, if Lester doesn't sign with the Sox, since you bet your life it would happen, you have to do the blonde no matter how long it takes.
But
I mean, I'm willing to go blonde. I'd say go blonde for free to support Bieber, but I don't have that type of time. I'm not afraid to go blonde. I don't want to spend 9 hours.
I just think you were so adamant about it.
All right, well, how about if Lester signs, then you go blonde.
I never proclaimed anything the way you were like, anyone with a brain knows this is gonna happen. And if it didn't, I think you kind of like, as an apology and as a punishment, you should have to get your hair done.
I want to go blonde anyways. So I want to go blonde anyways to support Bieber. Again, it's got to be an hour or less. The second thing I'm going to say about this, I know if Lester signs, I'm not going to get the credit I deserve. Everyone's going to be like, oh, we've been talking about the Red Sox.
Oh, that's okay. That's because you're going to fucking jam it down our throats forever.
That's because I have to.
No. This is a chicken and egg problem here. Because no one wants to give you credit because you sit there and you just stuff it down our throats for the rest of the time.
You're a sore winner. Rather than just letting everyone kind of say, damn, you know what, Prez was right all along. You'll sit there and you'll RT people, you'll retweet everybody, and it'll be annoying, so nobody wants to give you credit.
I won't say a word as long as people are like, he was literally the only one on planet Earth who said right when this happened that they were going to get Lester, and the only reason he knew more than Buster Olney and Rosenthal and everybody is because he used something called his brain. If people just do that, I won't say a word. Next up, I don't even know that we have to talk about this, but Annalyn McCord turned me on. Let's be honest. She was at the Pats game. Someone sent the picture. She had the Gronk 69 thing on her back. I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, that's a smoke. Looks like Annalyn McCord. It is. She may be banging Edelman. We're not sure. Probably wants to bang Gronk. But this just shows Gronk gets 69 on everybody's mind. It's like he's a genius. Not on purpose, but he's a genius. You guys got anything on this, KFC?
I guess I thought it was weird that she's not like she's mega famous or anything, but the fact that she was kind of like looking like your average groupie, even though she is an actress. I mean, tip my cap to Edelman or Gronk, whichever one's fucking them. Probably both, probably at the same time. Well done, fellas.
His name's Edelman, not Edelman. Big cat.
It's a good point. Gronk has normalized 69 to the point where like a chick will just show up and just start 69ing him because he's just made it. It's like Gronk currency. It's Gronk bucks. You don't pay Gronk in regular money. You pay him in 69s. It's just how it works. So yeah, you're right. He has like duped the world, and it 100% was not on purpose.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty of Gronk. I mean, really, what you guys both said. Annalyn McCord, she's not A-list, but I mean, she was on 90210. She's on all the paparazzi. She's a fairly well-known chick, just strolling around in 69 gear, like begging people to like retweet it and shit. So, you know, that's the Gronk world. That's the rundown December 9th. Oh, and this hat. How have we not sold out of these hats? This says zoo on the side. You getting close? This is a money beat hat. Come on, UMass, wake up.
So what's the deal with the squirrel? Where is he right now?
I haven't seen him. I came in.
Hear him? He's in the roof.
Yeah, he's in the roof. I didn't know he could get down here. I thought they'd close it. But these guys down here, what I said, I mean, I'm joking. If he really had rabies, he would have already attacked.
He's getting pretty comfortable though.
Yeah, he is.
Chilling on your TV?
That was a bold move.
Yeah, I mean, he has just zero fear. Like, you need to strike some fear into this squirrel's heart.
Well, from what I've heard, it's a family, maybe.
Of course.
And to be honest, people are like, oh, you didn't. I did email the landlord, and he just kind of ignored it, I think.
Now, do you think this is going to be...
He was gone for a while.
Yeah, he was. He maybe left. I mean, it is a nor'easter today, so it's like he wants to get warm and inside, and I don't know. Everyone, this, squirrel that.
Is this like a conflict of interest since you are like a man of the animals now, since you're like number one in the animal kingdom? Are you just going to let these squirrels overrun you?
Maybe. I'm not like, I don't want to kill this squirrel.
Fearless Barstool leader, you have to like hold it down at HQ. You can't just be letting some cutesy squirrels overrun you because you're softies with animals.
Let me just say this. Thank God you're not here, because you'd be the asshole who's like really whining and moaning like, oh my God, I got to go to work with squirrels.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. If I had to go to HQ every day and live in like the filth and squalor with the vermin running around, I would 100% talk about it all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. You have to be a little concerned that this squirrel lets everyone know, like, Barstool is a safe haven for squirrels. This is like when homeless people, like, they find an abandoned building and then word spreads, and all of a sudden it's like a heroin den. Like, these squirrels are going to be showing up every time there's a little drizzle outside. They're going to be showing up in your office looking for some warmth.
I mean, he's making all sorts of racket right here. Hank's staring at him, scared shitless.
You're in his office now.
Right in your face in the middle of your rundown, he's interrupting.
No, he hasn't shown his face since I've been here. I will say we've been banting around the idea of a corporate Barstool office. It's not helping the sales pitches, you know, when like all the employees, it's like, why don't you come to Boston and live? We'll get like a fantasy factory place, and then we got squirrels showing up in the middle of the, you know, that's not helping convince people this is the move.
Maybe I mean, just it's very relaxed. I like squirrels, so I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I can understand why. Oh.
I think the squirrel has already proven he's not going to attack.
Yeah, how you sound ridiculous. You need to kill these squirrels and like post their dead heads. You need to chop their heads off and post them on a stick for all the other squirrels to know not to fuck with Barstool HQ.
You're a monster.
No, squirrels are disgusting. They're one half a step above rats. They're like baby raccoons. They're disgusting.
He's cute.
Yeah, squirrels are cute. They're cool.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Yeah, if you like rodents and vermin and disgusting little rats and mice, then squirrels are cute. Yeah.
You know what, Kevin? You're snootier than the Royals.
I basically, yeah. When it comes to my vermin standards, I am a king. I am royalty when it comes to that. You guys are peasants. You're in the street, in the gutter, hanging out with these little fucking disgusting rats.
Let me put it this way. If I had my druthers, I would rather this squirrel not live in our office. But I'm not dying to go out of my way to get rid of him either.
So where's your breaking point? 2 squirrels, 5 squirrels, 10 squirrels. When do you finally put your foot down and be a man about this?
When they do something that causes irreparable harm or damage to us. Right now, they haven't done shit.
A very reactive approach to the squirrel situation, not proactive.
I have a very reactive situation to virtually everything in my life. Like, you have to wound me before I do something. I don't pay my cable bill till the cable is off. You know, like, that's how I work.
So say Hank gets bit by a squirrel.
Then we'll have to look at doing something about the squirrel.
That would be enough. Say he gets like a nibble on the ankle. You would say we got to do something.
If Hank gets bit by the squirrel, we have to do something. All right, rundown.